So I'm going to give you a gargantuan sized what if. Okay. So we think, or I know fans from this standpoint want the Atlanta Falcons to trade back. Okay. Now, if you're talking about trading back, you have to, on the flip side of that equation, have to have somebody that wants to trade up. And if the four quarterbacks are all gone by the time the Falcons pick at 8, with all due respect, why is somebody trading up to 8? Let me give you this scenario, okay? If we believe some of the reports, Josh Kendall among others, I've seen some other reports that say that the Falcons won't select Jalen Carter even if he's there at number 8. Now, again, my personal opinion, Jalen Carter doesn't get past 5 to the Seattle Seahawks or probably past 6 to the Detroit Lions. I think one of those teams will pick him before he comes to 8. But again, we're talking about a hypothetical what if, okay? What if Jalen Carter falls to the Falcons at 8? If the Falcons are not in the business of selecting Jalen Carter, the team right behind him probably is. And we see this. This is the type of trades that we see most often in the NFL draft, is the swapping of one spot, right? We've seen that multiple. When the Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers, a few years ago, when the Buccaneers selected Tristan Wirfs, they traded from 14 to 13, grabbed Wirfs. The 49ers traded back to 14, one pick, they got Javon Kinlaw. You know, we see this more than anything. It's rare that we see that fact that they went from 9 to 1 for the Carolina Panthers to get up, but that's because of quarterback. Short of trying to get a quarterback, we don't see jumps from 9 to 1, and we don't see jumps from 15, 16, even up to 8. It's just too much draft capital that you have to give up. But we oftentimes see the flipping of picks. And I wonder if the Falcons, if Jalen Carter falls to 8, wouldn't make a deal with the Chicago Bears, because the Bears have talked about the idea of they could be in the Jalen Carter business. They weren't going to go quarterback in the draft. They may covet him. I know some teams have Jalen Carter off their board. But if that scenario happens and Jalen Carter falls to 8, now look, personally, I want to draft Jalen Carter, okay? If he is sitting there at 8, I'm on him all day long. Like if I'm the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons and he falls to 8, okay, I immediately write his name on the card and I start doing, Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing, hopping and skipping and flipping up to the stage to hand the commissioner my pick. I'm going to be doing sprints and tumble-salts and backflips and everything like that, handing the commissioner the card. But we've heard lots of reports that, and more than just one person reporting it, that the Falcons would pass him by. If that's the case, why not make a deal with the Chicago Bears? Now, the draft value process, okay? The 8th pick is worth 1,400 points. The 9th pick is worth 1,350 points. The Bears pick first in the 3rd round. That pick is more valuable than the difference. That pick is worth 270 points. So most likely, you're probably looking at, in all honesty, swapping, the 8th and 9th pick, and then you pick up the Bears' 4th and 5th round picks in this year's draft. So would it make more sense for the Falcons to draft Jalen Carter at number 8 or accumulate an additional 4th or 5th round pick if you don't want to draft him and you make a deal with one spot for the Bears, who could very well take him at number 9? I don't think the Bears, if he's there at 9, I can't believe that the Bears wouldn't grab him. Having lost Roquan and Floyd and all these guys, they got to rebuild sort of their defensive line, right? And Obviously, they've lost, Khalil Mack and all these different things. So they're looking at trying to improve their defensive and offensive line. That could be a possibility. I know it's a lot of what if scenarios, but if the Falcons aren't going to draft Jalen Carter, I don't know why. I mean, again, I don't understand the reasoning. But look, Josh Kendall is, again, and some of these other guys, I don't think that these guys are all hot takey. I don't think that they are just putting information out there that they don't have some good sourcing behind, or, they feel like that it's accurate sourcing. I don't think that that's the case. Is just they're putting something out there just for the sake of being a hot take guy. They have some information that they believe to be true, or they've heard from some different people on the inside that, this is potentially going to happen. I know it's a big what if, and me personally, I'm running with Jalen Carter up there. Now, again, I don't think at the end of the day it's going to all happen. But the idea of the Falcons, the Falcons should, trade back and accumulate picks. Well, who wants to trade up? See, that's always the question when fans say, well, they need to trade back. Okay, but who wants to trade up? Because you have to give up a lot of draft capital. Again, even when the Falcons, it was rumored that the Falcons may be interested in going up to number one. There's really no truth to that rumor, but going up to number one and getting the Bears pick. The entire draft for the Falcons, the entire draft for the Atlanta Falcons wasn't worth as much as what the first overall pick was worth. First overall pick, I think, was 4,000 points. The Falcons had 2,400 points with the 8th pick and every other pick in their draft. 8, 44, 75. Go through the entire draft. Those picks were only worth like 2,400 points. The first overall pick's worth like 4,000. So you'd have had to give up, like what the Panthers gave up, multiple first-round picks. And, again, if it wasn't a first-round pick, a third first-round pick, you have to give up a DJ Moore, right? Or, again, for the Falcons, somebody who's a good player. Because they gave up more. They gave up, multiple picks and things like that to go up from 9 to 1. So, again, I love the idea in theory about getting to a lower spot in the draft and accumulating picks, but you have to have somebody to do that. And I think that the only hope that if the Falcons aren't going to take Carter, maybe if he falls, they could work out something with the Bears. That would be a more likely trade scenario than the idea of the Falcons dropping back 5, 6, 8, 10 spots in the draft. All right, let's talk about our friends over at Built Bar. Listen, everybody's trying to get a little bit healthier, trying to eat a little bit better, and you're looking for those good snacks that are high protein, low calorie, low sugar, and different things like that. So Built Bar's got you covered, whether it's the protein-infused marshmallow puffs, whether it's your traditional Built Bar protein bars. Head to Built.com today. Check out their wide range of flavors. They're always adding new flavors, so check out their wide range of flavors. Head to Built.com today, or now you can head both to Walmart in the pharmacy section, grab you a box of Built Bars, or head to Sam's Club and grab you a box of Built Bars. So whether you want to go the traditional brick and mortar route and go to the store and grab your box of Built Bars from Sam's Club, Walmart, or you want to go to Built.com, now you have the option to do it either way. All the great products that they have, protein bars, marshmallow puffs, all of the great things that are available. Head to Built.com today. Check out their wide selection and get your snacks today.